two items to move forward. So if we could approve the minutes from the April 15th meeting. Would you move that?
So moved.
All right, I guess I'll second it. And for the two of us, it's passed. So the discussion on the chapter 170 sewers. So if you remember, it was really just the name change and the MIU.
Correct.
Ed is here if you had any further questions, but I'd like to move it to a public hearing.
Okay,
Move it
so
to-
moved.
So move to a public hearing. Second. All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Okay, it's passed. So if we could set that public hearing up, it's whatever we can work on that, right?
Yeah.
All right. And the next one is the discussion on the taxation, the chapter 187 taxation, and that's the one for the volunteer firefighters. So I know that, you know, I support it, the language change on it. I just have a question, and we do have someone here from the Drakeville, Mike Whitaker. Mike, are you able to answer a question for me?
Sure. Yeah, I could try.
Yeah, so really, Paul is here, so this is good. So, I apologize, but my question is related to is it possible not to list the fire departments and just put the Torrington volunteer fire departments? Or I'm just, you know, if sometime in the future, any of the other fire departments, you know, emerge similar to what Burville did with Drakeville? Or would you prefer, as, you know, are you the captain, Mike?
President.
I'm sorry?
Currently serving as the president of Drakeville right now. Yes.
Okay,
I would think that if we wanted to say Torrington Volunteer Fire Service, I think that probably would save us a lot of trouble from ever having to revisit, you know, due to a name change. So that probably would be most efficient, I would think.
right. I have Molly on, because I didn't have a quorum, so we went ahead and
Okay.
started and,
Yeah.
so Molly, I can let you go because Paul is here, and unless you have questions on that particular item.
I don't. I looked at everything. I'm good.
Okay, great. Thank
Great.
you.
Thanks, Sam.
Okay.
Bye.
So Mike Whitaker is the president of the Drakeville Fire Department. So the only question on this ordinance call is if we could, so it didn't have to come back to the ordinance committee, if each active volunteer firefighter for the Torrington Volunteer Service. Is that the correct term, Mike?
Yeah, I would say Torrington Volunteer Fire Service. Yes.
Okay, so to me, then we don't have to come back. The reason why they're back to us at this point is Burville is listed, and so that needs to be taken out. And then no, but otherwise, I think, you know, this is an opportunity for our volunteer fire people, men
Yeah.
and women, have the opportunity to have this tax abatement. So did you have any other questions on, I wanted to move it to a public hearing if we could.
Okay. Yeah, I agree.
Okay,
I'm fine with that.
so would you like to make a motion to that effect?
Would I make a motion to,
Move this for a public hearing. This particular ordinance, which is chapter. It's the chapter 187,
okay,
article 1. 7.
I move, we move, 187, Article 7 to a public hearing.
And can we do it with that amended sentence?
Yes, as amended
As amended?
on June 3rd.
And I will second it. All in favor? All right, thanks, Mike. Thank you for being available for a question.
Oh, no problem. Thank you. We appreciate
Hopefully
it.
you'll show up for the public hearing, which we could set the date for that right now, probably. June 17th. On the city council agenda tonight, right? Okay. Okay, so we're looking at June 17th, Mike, if you wanna.
I
show up.
will, yeah, I'll put that on my calendar. Thank you.
Okay. Are there any other items to
No.
discuss?
Not that I, no, not that I have, no.
Okay. Make a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
All right, second, and all in favor.
I-
Okay, meeting's adjourned.
It's just here at 3:30. When I came back for this.
I- I don't.
All right,
Have you been in there? I was in there.
I was there
earlier.
once, yeah,
Yeah.
and I mean, it's really nice Upper West Side, but I mean.
Yeah.
all right, it's 6:32 and we do have a quorum. I know that I heard from two of the council members that they were not going to be able to make it. So let's move into this evening's lineup of meetings. For the record, today is Monday, June 3rd, 2024. This is a combination of public hearing and council meeting. So attending this evening in person, I have Councilman Waldron, Councilman Iveyne, Councilwoman Ruette, and Councilman Cavanero, hence my quorum. Before we jump into the public hearing, could we please stand and pledge the flag? Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. All right, so the first event on the lineup this evening is a public hearing for the purposes of soliciting citizen input on proposals for participation in the 2024 Neighborhood Assistance Act program. Could we have the public notice read into the record, please?
Notice is hereby given that the Board of Councilmen of the City of Torrington will conduct a public hearing on Monday, June 3rd, 2024, starting at 6:30 PM in the City Hall Auditorium, 140 Main Street, Torrington, Connecticut, to review and discuss proposals for participation in the 2024 Neighborhood Assistance Act program. The Neighborhood Assistance Act program provides tax credits to businesses and corporations that provide funds for an approved proposal. Proposals can include job training, crime prevention, daycare, and programs that provide services for the elderly, economically disadvantaged, and disabled. The public is invited to attend in person or by Zoom. In-person attendees will be granted up to 3 minutes to comment. Public comments may also be submitted in writing by email to city_clerk@torringtonct.org or by mail to the city clerk's office, 140 Main Street, Torrington, Connecticut. Written comments received before 4 PM on June 3rd will be forwarded to the Board of Councilmen for the review and consideration. Instructions for participation online or by phone are available at www.torringtonct.org. NAA proposals are available for public review in the mayor's office. Further information may be obtained by calling the mayor's office at 860-489-2228, an equal opportunity employer. All interested parties are invited to attend and be heard. Dated at Torrington, Connecticut, this 28th day of May, 2024. Carol Anderson, City Clerk.
Thank you. All right, so we've had the public notice read into the record. At this point, I will open this portion of the hearing to the public for comment. Is there anyone from the public that wishes to comment on the Neighborhood Assistance Act program? I noticed that we have a couple of callers online also. We only, we can, okay. So I'm looking out at the room as I ask that, but I do see a couple of members of the public on Zoom. Is anyone from the Zoom room interested in making comment at this point?
Thank you. Go ahead.
Hi, this is Jean Fusco from Susan B. Anthony Project, and I want to thank the council for considering this application. It's very important to be able to offer these tax credit opportunities to business owners in the area who are supporting our service delivery. Thank you.
Thank you, Jean.
And
Mr.
good-
Carmelik.
Good evening. I'm Rich Carmelik. I'm the Chief Operations Officer at Advance. I would also like to thank the Town Council for their consideration for our application for this tax credit program. We are doing some really great work in the city of Torrington in a couple places, but this particular application is for our Grove Street location to put in some energy efficient windows. So thank you very much for your consideration.
Thank you, Mr. Carmelik. All right, because it's a public hearing, I do have to call this 3 times. So I'll call it a second time. Anyone else from the public wishing to address the council at this time regarding the Neighborhood Assistance Act? And third time, anyone from the public wishing to address the board regarding the Neighborhood Assistance Act program? Seeing and hearing none, I will declare the public hearing closed. Declare this public hearing closed. Public hearing is closed. All right, we can move into the regular council meeting at this point, and for the record, it is 6:37 p.m. So item number 1 on this agenda would be a roll call vote to accept the proposals for participation in the 2024 Neighborhood Assistance Act program as presented. And I'll read those applications into the record. As you heard, we had Susan B. Anthony at Advance, Kids Play, and it's just the 3. All right. So I need a motion and a second.
I'll move it.
Second.
Thank you, Councilwoman Ruette, second by Councilman Iveyne. Roll call, questions, any questions?
Yes, I wonder, the success that they've had in future, or in past, I should say, efforts to secure the funding through those C Corp organizations. I guess it's a.
So
question for you.
last year, Councilwoman, last year was our first year applying for Advance, and I think we didn't properly follow up with businesses. We did not get funded, but we hope to be a little more aggressive in seeking out opportunities this year in our second year.
Yeah, I should have asked permission from the mayor to ask you directly. If you're
Sure.
okay.
No, it's,
Only because it is, it's one of those programs that the nonprofit has to work really hard to first determine who the C Corp organizations are. So it's sort of a year-long effort. And there's from my understanding, or it used to be, there's nothing on the Secretary of State's website to really list the C Corp. Is that still true? I guess to either of.
This is Jean. I would say that there is an expanded notification on the website that defines the program. And I think that one of the things that we have done, which has been helpful, is we have gone out to our business contributors around specific programs to let them know that the program exists, and they have utilized that in their own houses to make determinations about their tax credit applications.
Yeah, great. Thank you.
other questions or comments on the motion? Hearing none, I'll call this, starting from my right, Councilman Waldron,
Yes.
Councilman Iveyne,
Yes.
Councilwoman Ruette,
Yes.
Councilman Cavanero.
Yes.
Okay, motion passes. All right, thank
Thank
you.
you all.
Thank
All
you.
right, item 2 on the agenda, we'll move right into the public comment. I'll entertain a motion per section 4E of the City Council to open the meeting to the public.
So moved. Second.
Councilman Waldron, second by Councilman Iveyne. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? All right, we are open to the public. Anyone from the public wishing to address the council in general? Hearing none. We'll move into item 3. I will entertain a motion to approve the minutes. 3A, to accept the special joint budget meeting minutes with the Board of Safety on May 20th, 2024.
So moved.
Thank you.
Second.
Councilman Waldron, second by Councilman Iveyne. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. 3B, to accept the special city council budget meeting minutes from May 20th, 2024.
So moved.
Thank you, Councilwoman Ruette.
Second.
Second by Councilman Iveyne. Questions or comments on these minutes? Hearing none, all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Item 3C, to accept the public hearing meeting minutes from May 20th, 2024.
So moved. Second.
Thank you, Councilman Waldron, seconded by Councilman Iveyne. Questions or comments? Hearing none, all in favor? Any opposed? Motion carries. And item 3D, I'll entertain a motion to accept the regular meeting minutes from May 20th, 2024.
So moved.
Thank you,
Second.
Councilman Waldron, seconded by Councilman Iveyne. And questions or comments on these? Hearing none. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Item 4, I'll entertain a motion by the City Council, here enacting as a Water Pollution Control Authority, to approve a payment of $11,475 from Fund Number 490 Sanitary Sewer Capital Improvement to Yield Industries LLC for invoice 235817 for Thompson Drive Sewer Main Repair.
So moved.
I'll second it.
Thank you, Councilwoman Ruette. Councilman Iveyne. Questions or comments on that motion? Hearing none. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Item 5, again, acting herein as a Water Pollution Control Authority, I'll entertain a motion to authorize the mayor to act on behalf of the city to award, execute, and administer a contract for the purchase of a 2024 Super Duty F600 XL DRW with dump body and plow package to McGovern MHQ of Middletown in the amount of $149,500. This purchase will be funded through the WPCA Capital Reserve, as further explained in the purchasing agent's memo.
So moved.
Thank you,
I'll second.
Councilman Waldron, seconded by Councilman Iveyne. Are there questions?
Yeah, I do.
Yes.
Just a little background. Is this, is this to replace a similar type vehicle with this functionality, or is it a new?
Yes, we have a GMC dump, 2008. And the lifespan was supposed to be
Okay.
15 years on that.
Okay.
Six-
It's that one, no. Okay. Yep, thank you.
Other questions? Comments? I'll call the motion. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Item 6, I'll entertain a motion to approve the purchase of 4 Panasonic Toughbook 33 computer systems and associated mounting equipment for the incoming police patrol vehicles. These are $27,350 funded through the Vehicle Replacement Fund.
So moved.
Thank you, Councilman Ruette, seconded by Councilwoman Ruette, seconded by Councilman Waldron. Councilman Waldron, sorry. Questions or comments on the motion?
Is it a replacing an existing system or in addition to what's currently being used? Can you talk us through this?
Yes.
Character Fleet Manager. Yes, these are currently pieces of equipment that's outdated pieces of equipment right now. And basically right now it's about 6,800 per vehicle. It's the computer systems, the whole management system for the whole vehicle.
What's the relative age of the systems we're replacing? How?
3 years, 3 to 5 years.
Okay.
Because what we normally do, to give you some background on that, is what we normally do on vehicles that are maybe 2 years or less with the newer system, we would gut them, bring them to MHQ and put them into on new coming vehicles. So we wouldn't have to have this cost.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay.
Question.
Yes.
Yeah, is there additional training involved for, to use these, or no?
No, there's nothing. There's no
Okay.
additional training costs.
All right, fair enough. Thank you.
All right, if there are no other questions for Emil, thank you very much. I'll call this motion. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Item, I actually need to add an agenda item from the Ordinance Committee. I need a motion second and 2/3 vote to schedule a public hearing on ordinance revisions to Chapter 187. Do I have a motion? Thank you,
Second.
Councilwoman Ruette, seconded by Councilman Cavanero. I'll call it. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? All right, so it's added to the agenda. Now I'll call the motion. On recommendation of the Ordinance Committee, I'll entertain a motion to schedule a public hearing on June 17th, 2024 for revisions to Chapter 187 Taxation, Article 7, Tax Abatement for Volunteer Firefighters.
Moved.
Second.
Thank you, Councilwoman Ruette, seconded by Councilman Cavanero. And the floor is open. Any other comments? Questions?
Okay. Can you talk us through what this ordinance does specifically? Why?
Yes, actually, we did have the president of the Drakeville Fire Department on it, so the proposed, it was basically Burrville Fire Department was listed in the ordinance, so that will now be taken off because they no longer exist. And we agreed actually to amend the ordinance to be the Torrington Volunteer Services versus departments, so that in the future, if they change their name or another one exists, you know, that the name would not need to change again. It's an abatement program for volunteers that the state offers. If you want the details, I have to pull it up, but it's one that we want to take advantage of, you know, for our volunteer firefighters. It's
Yeah.
a good thing, you know.
That's all I need to know. Thank you.
Yeah.
Appreciate it.
Other questions?
And we hope that honestly, the fire departments that exist in our community will show up, you know, for the public hearing. And I think they will. But
Thank you.
All right, if there are no other questions or comments, I'll call the motion. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. All right, now we'll go into item 7. I will entertain a motion to consider by business, for business by department heads.
Moved.
Thank you, Councilman Cavanero.
Second.
Councilwoman Ruette.
That's so difficult.
I know, that was a brain
I
teaser.
usually don't like.
All right, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? And I need my glasses. Mr. Towsey, anything else from WPCA? Mr. City Treasurer, Dan Farley?
Nothing tonight, Mayor.
And Emile, anything? And while she's not a department head, Maureen is here. She usually does all this neighborhood assistant acts stuff for me. Anything to add this evening? Thanks. City Clerk?
Dog licensing month starting today. That's why we have our shirts off.
Oh.
What is it?
Dog
Dog license.
Okay.
So
Yeah.
Pride Day today, the flag raising ceremony, and then the kickoff of dog licensing, it always happens weekday, so.
Oh.
That's why we kind of do our Pride.
You have to invite the dogs to that flag raising. All right, thank you. And I know before I move away from the businesses by department heads, Mr. Towsey, Ray, Drew, myself, did have Senator Blumenthal at the Greenwoods pump station to acknowledge the $1.6 million grant. That's the CDS funding that has come back into practice through Congress. And it was a great opportunity not only to show off some of our more expensive assets in the city, some of the lesser smelling assets in the community.
We know how to improve.
But it's always a pleasure to have the senator here, especially when he brings money like that to
Yeah,
us.
let's keep asking them,
Yes, yeah.
keep asking for the checks. and-
That's a
the
second CDS
win.
money the city got. The first being a portion of the animal control facility, and then this really, I don't call it ancient because I think it was in high school when it was being built, this older building.
Yeah, that building was.
Yeah.
Building was built in 1979.
Yeah.
Hasn't had no major upgrades.
I was actually at
Way overdue.
Yeah.
One of the fundings that we're looking for right now is for the Toro siphoning. That's going through the same process, so as Councilman Iveyne said, let's Let's keep asking.
That's right. Doesn't cost anything to ask, right?
No.
All right, so with that said, I'm going to move into item 8. I'll entertain a motion to consider business by mayor and members.
So moved. Second.
Thank you, Councilman Waldron, second by Councilman Iveyne. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? And I'm going to start on my left. Councilman Cavanero, do you have anything?
Nothing tonight, Mayor. Thank you.
Thank you. Councilwoman Ruette?
Just that we all trudged through the Memorial Day parade. And I love the fact that Torrington continued with their parade and our surrounding municipalities canceled theirs. So, good for us.
Yeah. And it was very impressive. The crowds remained on the sidewalk. They wanted that Memorial Day parade.
Yeah.
And they were not moving.
Yeah,
So
it was
that was very
excellent.
impressive.
It is impressive. Love a parade.
Yeah, especially for veterans. Mr. Iveyne, anything else?
I want to thank you for hosting the Pride flag raising today. Nice event. So, I'm sure many people appreciate that within our community. If we need to throw pets in there too,
Hey,
we
great.
should throw that in. It'd be fun.
Okay, Mr. Waldron, anything this evening?
Nothing from me, Mayor. Thanks.
All right, then I'm going to move into item 9. I'll entertain a motion to open the meeting to the public for agenda items only, please.
So moved.
Thank you, Councilman Cavanero.
Second.
Second by Councilwoman Ruette. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? And last call to the public, which all seems to be department head. Nobody? Okay, we'll move into item 10. There being no further business for the board, I'll entertain a motion to
So
adjourn.
moved.
Thank you,
Second.
Councilwoman Ruette. Second by Councilman Iveyne. All in favor?
Aye.
Any
Aye.
opposed? All right, we're adjourned.
Record.
Yeah, you
New
guys
rec-
did a lot of
Think it's
long
new record.
meetings.
Oh.
Yeah, you deserved the short one after that.